Story family, this is Allison Gilliard with Run Your Story, where every story needs to be heard. And I'm so excited. I've been so looking forward to this podcast. It is with Miss Pam Pitts. She is one of my favorite people. Absolutely love her. She is one of the most giving people that you will meet. And she just gives words of encouragement. She believes in you. Everyone needs a Pam in her life. And I'm so grateful for her and just what she's done for me as a runner and what she means to me. She's somebody that I literally watch on social media because she is going to share in the podcast how she has ran in all 50 states. Because she's ran in all 50 states. A half marathon. That's incredible. And so just her spirit of running, and one of the things that she talks about is how much community means to her with running. And that is so beautiful. That is what Run Your Story is. And so guys, I give to you Miss Pam Pitts with Run Your Story. Yay, Pam! So excited. I've been waiting for this interview for a while because first of all, huge fan, and you know this, but we've been friends for several years now.
Yes.
But you're another guru that I get to go to and ask because you have ran in every single state.
Yes.
So I'm so excited about this because I want to know your run story.
Oh, wow. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Never done anything like this before, so I'm very nervous here. My run story. I was never a big runner growing up. I didn't like to run.
Okay.
When I played softball and I would have to run around the bases and I hated it. I hated running. So it was never anything that I can't believe I run. I can't believe I run all 50 states. I was never a runner. What got me into running, I actually started walking. I would always walk. I was a power walker. I had a friend of mine, and she and I would walk every afternoon, 45 minutes to an hour. And we didn't even have watches back then or apps on the phone or anything. Just walked. And we were really fast walkers. And my brother and I, we were in a gym, and he decided he's going to start running. He starts running, and he is just losing massive amounts of weight. And I'm a bigger girl, and so I was like, maybe I need to start this running thing. So he and his friends signed up to do a 15K, which was the Double Bridge.
Wow.
And this was in 2004. So I told my friend, I said, we need to do that race with them. But of course, we couldn't do a 15K. They had a 5K. We're doing the 5K.
Okay.
And so we just got out there, and when we were running, walking, we started running too a little bit. Just add that to it. And we would try to do a mile or whatever, but we didn't have Garmin's. We just did our own thing.
Okay.
So we did that, and we went and we ran our race, and the whole time I told myself, if she walks, I walk. I'm not walking unless she walks. Well, come to find out, she told herself the same thing. So we ran that whole race, and I don't even know, time didn't matter to us. I think we might have done a 31 minute, 32 minute. I don't even remember what it was. Yeah. But I was so pumped up. It was the best feeling ever. And back then, they didn't give medals to the 5K runners, just the 15K. And I was kind of bummed, like, oh, I didn't get a medal. Yeah. But so I left that race, and my friend said, I am done. I am not doing any more races. I didn't. So she didn't run anymore with me. I continued on. There were some older people that in the gym. I called this guy a coach. He would go running with me and tell me how to prevent shin splints and stuff like that. And so I took all the advice I could get from him, but I did a lot of walking and running. I didn't care about time or anything like that. So then I signed up to do the Azalea Trail. And I don't remember what year that was, but back then they only had a 10K. There was no 5K.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, so I did the 10K. I want to say it was like 2005 or 6, something like that. And I did it. I just had a car wreck, so I ended up having to walk the entire thing.
Wow.
And I was a pretty fast walker, so I did okay on it.
Okay.
And I just continued. I just really enjoyed it. And so I would do 5 and 10Ks. I didn't have any special program. I didn't really train. I didn't do anything other than just do all the locals I could find in my hometown. So after that, I decided, it was in 2011, I was with my husband, just got married in Maui.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Yeah, and we were out walking around, and I saw a sign that said Maui Marathon and half.
Wow.
So I said, I want to do that. So I pulled it up on my phone, and they only offered a half and a full. Well, I cannot do that. I could only do a 10K. And I remember my friend told me, back then, he said, if you can do a 5K, you can do a 10K. Do a 10K, you can do a half.
That's right.
Well, I was like, no, I can't. This is hot. I cannot do a half here. But it was in my head, like, I want to start running where I can, anywhere I go, I can run a race if I see it. Got my head.
Yeah.
And I came back home and I just kept just playing around, running, whatever. And when I think it was 2013, I started noticing on Facebook where my friends was doing this couch to 5K.
Okay.
So I've heard a lot of people got into running from that app.
That's right. Yeah.
So I said, okay, well, I'm going to download it, see what this is all about. And I did, and so I started the very first day. I did it, and walk, run. And I signed up, did a 5K. Did pretty good on it. Okay, this is good. So then I got around other runners because about 2013 is when running got really popular where I live.
Okay.
So I got some friends, and we had another friend, a mutual friend, and she had a coach because she wanted to do a half marathon. So I was like, oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I want to do a half too. Here's your chance. So I got her contact information. I called this lady up. Next thing I know, I got this big schedule month what I have to do, and it blew my mind. But I had a friend that said, I'm doing it with you too. So we got up at 4 a.m. every day, went running, and I mean I followed it. If it was on my schedule, I did it.
Wow.
Did it. And my coach said, you have to find a race and sign up for it. And she advised me, like, around November, I'd be ready for one. So I looked up, and I wasn't into traveling, like, didn't think I could go do my first one all. And I found one, and it was called Kaiser Realty. They've changed that name. I'm not sure what it is. But
okay.
So I signed up for that. My friend signed up for it as well. And my mom, my kids, my husband, everybody went to the race. It was great. I did it, and I finished, and of course, I think my goal was, it was way faster than what I did. I was like 10, 15 minutes from that, but I finished. It was amazing, and I loved it. I got hooked, and I said, okay, I can't wait to do another one. So then I signed up for Rock and Roll NOLA, and then I signed up for Rise and Shine, which is now the Hattiesburg Half.
Okay.
And I got hooked.
Wow.
And yeah, so it went from there. I was just signing up for everything I could find. And then I run across a Half Fanatic page, and it was several different things you could do to qualify, but the one that I knew I could do was the 3 halves in 90 days. So I signed up for that. I got in that club, and so the next year it was just like, do this, do that. Then I decided I wanted to do a back-to-back half. So I did the Mississippi Blues, the Mobile half, which was the first light back then.
Okay, yeah.
So after I did that, I'm like, I'm ready for a full marathon. I can do a full.
Yeah.
So I researched and trying to pick out the perfect one. You know, our weather here is so unpredictable.
That's right, absolutely.
And this was in the 1st of January of 2015. So I said, okay, I'm going to do the Flying Pig.
Okay.
So I had a friend of mine. Yeah. She signed up with me. We trained together. We did it like we were supposed to. And we ran all the races. And anyway, that's where I got into just doing my first full.
Wow.
And so that was in 15. So later on that year, I wanted to do, what was it called? The Las Vegas, Run the Strip at night. Okay. So I flew there with my husband. And when I met a lady on the plane, and she had a New York City marathon jacket on. And I said, oh, you ran that last week? Wasn't it last week? And she said, oh, yeah. And I was like, and you going to run this week? And she was running the full. And she said, yeah. And I said, oh, wow. And she told me about a club she's in. It was called the 50 State Half Marathon Club. And I said, okay. Of course, I had pulled that up. And next thing, at that point, I was already at 8 states and it wasn't even trying.
Wow.
So I joined that group. And I was really timid, so it was a while before I was ready to travel by myself and all that. So I think it was 2017, I decided I was going to actually start traveling.
Okay.
So I went to Houston. I did the Houston half. And then I decided I'm going to do a meetup, because at 50 State Half Marathon, they offered meetups. And you just go meet all these runners. You do it over dinner. So I went to a really big one. It was Run the Bluegrass in Lexington, Kentucky. Beautiful race, but it was so hilly. I went to the race. I made friends immediately, and the rest is history. We started traveling together, and we split the hotel and rental car or whatever we might need. And so it just went from there. And then once I had all these other people that were enablers, let's do this, let's do this. We were doing back-to-back weekends. We were doing like a race on Saturday, a race on Sunday. And I mean, before I knew it, here I am. I was there.
Wow. That's incredible. I think that is, you're summarizing the running community as a community, as a family that came along, and she said enabled you.
Enabled me.
We can do this. Like, they took you out of your comfort zone, but in a very positive, fun way.
Yes.
Now you have all these memories.
Yes.
And I just love that. That's what I love about the running community, is that it's a community.
It is a community.
And we do things together.
We
do. And we're like, that sounds like you had somebody that said, yeah, I went and did this. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn something new. And then you, like you said, you went to that meetup and you were like, hey, friends.
Yeah.
I love that.
It was a moment, and it just is what got me into to the paddling part.
I love that. And the fact that you've always done this with someone. Like the fact that like your running story has been,
oh yeah,
I was with a friend, we trained.
Yes.
I was with my brother, inspired me. So
Yes.
it's never been this moment for you. Now you did travel alone,
yes,
obviously, and things like that. But as far as like with running, you've always had community.
yes.
I love that so
And
much.
I've been through. I mean, I wouldn't say I've been through because I mean, a lot of my friends have younger children, so they couldn't go as often.
Sure.
But then now I have friends in every state, just about, even in other countries. So it's made running just so much better.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So what are some lessons that you've learned from running?
Oh, wow. Lessons I've learned from running. It will not always go as planned.
Oh, yeah.
You must train your mind to be stronger than your emotions.
Oh.
I now go into all my races with no expectations other than to finish. So, yeah, it can fall apart at any moment. So you can't let it get you. You just have to keep going.
So good. Man. I am so excited to ask this question. What has been your favorite race and why?
Easy. The New York City Marathon.
Okay.
I did that in November of 2016. And even now you have to put in the lottery to get in. And that was my third full marathon. And I haven't done another one since then. Wow. But the energy, you have to get up so early. It's the day that time changes back. And you have to catch a ferry, then you have to catch a bus, then you have to wait. And because it's so many waves, you're not running until 11:30.
Get out of here.
No, and you're up at 6 o'clock.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but, I mean, there's people all 26.2 miles cheering complete strangers on. It's so incredible. And they tell you to wear your name on your shirt. People can call, and they did. I mean, I heard my name so many times. And I mean, that's my favorite race, even though it was my hardest race.
Okay.
I fell apart out there. I just got new inserts made from my chiropractor, an older chiropractor. I had my new inserts made, and he said, they're just like your old ones. You don't have to get them broken in. Listen to him. They were not. They were not the same. And about mile 10, it started hurting, and I had to stop it. So many different rest stops or aid station get stuff to put on to keep going.
Oh, man.
Mile 15, I hit a really bad wall. And my husband, he was with me, but he didn't know if he could get there. We discussed, like, he was going to try to meet me at mile 15. But it was doubtful he would be there.
Sure.
Well, about mile 15, I was like, I really need to see him. So I told him, I'm on the right side. And I looked over there, and there he was. And I was like, I'm hallucinating.
Oh.
There's no way he felt me out here. Because that was his first time in New York.
Okay.
And he did. So I went over there, and I was crying. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm so happy to see you. I said, I fell apart. I don't know if I can finish this. He said, you can do it. You can walk it. Just do it. Got this. I'll be at the finish line. I'll have you a ride. And I did. I trucked on. But it was just the people out there that kept me going.
I love that.
It was incredible. That's the best race. And I said I was never doing another full again. But I did put my name in the lottery.
For New York.
For New York.
Oh, you go, girl.
Yeah,
okay. I love that.
I did.
So, Pam, what is your pre-race routine?
I don't really have one.
Okay.
In the past, I used to get all my stuff and make sure I had everything on me. Now, I just have a list in my phone under my notes, and I keep it all in a bag. And so I really don't have a pre-race. I just get all my stuff together. I do check the weather.
Yeah.
That's about all I do is check the weather. So
That's right. Yeah. I love that. Post-race routine.
Post-race routine. I always take a ton of selfies
Okay.
at the finish line with my medal. That's about it.
Okay. Gotcha. So, what is your favorite running item?
My favorite running item is my handheld hydration bottle.
Okay.
Do not run any race without that.
Okay. Gotcha.
But, and I have my sunglasses and a hat and music and one AirPod, but I always have my bottle on me.
I want to share this story real quick,
Okay.
which you already kind of know. But that is, there was a race coming up, and I can't remember what it was. And I think I sent you the message or something, and I was like, I'm channeling my inner Pam.
Yes.
You, first of all, are fantastic. Just, it doesn't even, you make it look so effortless at your selfie pictures. I'm like, oh my God, does she even run? But
oh, please.
But it's so adorable. And so normally, like, you're in all black.
All black.
All black. And so there was one race.
I remember that message.
Like,
I did. I was like, oh, yes.
I'm channeling my inner Pam right right here. I'm feeling like, of course, I did not look as good at the end, but I'm telling you, it was so fun because, again, like I said, you're somebody that I'm like, I follow you. Like, I race stalk you, Pam.
No, you don't.
I'm like, what is Pam up to now? I absolutely love it.
Well, what's funny about the all black is I had my 100th half. It was at the Mississippi Gulf Coast in 2019. All my friends that came to it, they all wore black. Everybody had black on. That was my friends, and they had hats made that said Pam's Slayed It, because that's my maiden name.
I love that.
And it said Pam's 100th half. But yeah, it was fun.
There we go. See, you've made a mark.
Yeah, all black. Johnny Cash.
I love that. What are your favorite running shoes?
Oh, goodness. Glycerin.
Yeah.
Brooks Glycerin. I've branched out. I've tried other shoes, but I always go back. I have a pair that I only use for my half marathons. I have a pair of the same Glycerin for Orange Theory. Then I have a pair. Sometimes I just use Ghost to just wear around while traveling and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's awesome. When you are doing your halves, do you take anything with you to fuel along the way?
I used to take the Goose, and I would do them every 3 or 4 miles. I kind of quit that. I'm not one of those people that has to carb up or anything like that. I usually do hydration stations, and I'll get Gatorade or whatever they offer. And it's only 2 or 3 ounces you get in a little cup.
Sure.
So it doesn't bother me. I can take anything. That's usually what I do. And then I fill my water up, and I sip on it the entire time.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
So, I don't eat anything before a race, nothing like that.
Really? Even for your halves?
No, I do not eat before.
Okay.
I don't. Oh, and my body's used to it. Even when I work out, I don't eat anything until after. I usually don't eat till 12 o'clock or so anyway.
Wow. Okay. What has been your favorite running memory?
Oh, my favorite running memory. I kind of touched this a little bit about my first half, but it would be my first half.
Okay.
Because my mom was there, my husband, my kids, my aunt. I had a friend show up, and I have never had that many people at a race for me.
Aww.
And they were at the finish line, and it was the best memory.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Yeah, and it was the only race that my mom ever went to.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
Her and my aunt, they signed up, and they were at the finish line handing out bananas and Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, and they got the same shirt I got for running, and they were excited about
that's
it.
precious.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you said you didn't eat till after a race. So is there a certain meal like that you're like, I want this?
Yes, my pre-race meal is usually a cheeseburger and sweet potato fries.
Ooh,
or if they don't have those, then I just get regular fries.
Okay.
But I never eat any French fries unless I'm running a half marathon the next day.
Okay.
So and it works for me. It's perfect. That's what I eat. And after a race, if there's a brunch place around, I love to hit a good brunch, a mimosa or a Bloody Mary. That's my route. But if I don't get a brunch, I usually get another cheeseburger.
Okay, yeah, I love that. Yeah. That is so cool.
And that's the only time I eat cheeseburgers too, is when I run.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Do you listen to music when you run?
Oh yes, I do.
Okay.
I love Eminem.
Stop it.
I do. Papa Roach, Pink, anything like that.
Okay.
Upbeat.
Yeah. You should go in.
It keeps me going.
I love that.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite recovery tool?
I do.
Okay.
I have a Theragun. I have the mini travel one, and I have the big one at home.
Yeah.
And I also have the Power Dots that they make, which is like a TENS machine.
Okay.
And my CBD cream.
Yeah.
It does wonders for me.
And you're like, man, I can just keep going after that. Girl, you have your own little spa thing going on.
Oh, I wish.
I love that.
And the chiropractor, I have to go about every 6 weeks for a good adjustment.
I love that.
Yeah.
What has been your worst race and why?
I kind of hate to even do this, but it's kind of a localish race.
Sure.
It's the holiday run in Point Clear. I did that race in 2015, and it was horrible. It was like maybe three water stations throughout the race.
Oh, wait, you did the half.
The half, yes. So I had a friend that there were several of us that was doing it, and one of my friends, she turned around. I think it was a 7 or 8K they had.
I did the 8. I've always done the 8K. Okay.
Yeah. Well, my friend, it was hot and humid that day. Friend turned around. The turnaround, she turned around, and I was like, "That is the smart. Why didn't I do that? I didn't know she did it till like afterwards." But we were running with traffic. It was it was terrible. But it wasn't their fault that it was hot.
Yeah,
you can't predict that. But it just wasn't. It was $25 too, so it was the cheapest race I ever did.
Yeah.
But I just have bad memories of that race.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay me to go do that race again.
That's awesome. Pam, let's say that someone comes to you and they want to get into running or walking. What is some advice that you would give to them?
You will never always be motivated. You have to learn to be disciplined. Don't compare yourself to any other runner.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Yeah.
You just have to, some days are going to be good and some days won't be good. But you just have to take it all in because you learn something from every train
That's
and
right.
run you do.
Absolutely. Man, that's good. Goals?
I would say my goals are I would love to have a PR. I haven't PR'd since 2015.
Okay.
I come close. I was 2 seconds away in 2021.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
and I did
man.
not PR. I'm going for that. But once you PR, you want to PR again.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, if it happens, it's not going to break me if I don't.
Yeah.
And I do want to continue to run. I would like to get 200 halves.
Wow.
For my 50th.
Okay.
Which I have a couple years to go.
So what number are you at now?
I'm at 147.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
147.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll definitely hit that.
I hope so.
Man.
I hope so.
Is there a mantra that you say to yourself?
I do.
Okay.
I always say, I usually fall apart at mile 8 or 9.
Okay.
And I always tell myself, one day you won't be able to do this, but today is not that day.
Oh, that is so good.
Yeah, I got that off of Peloton. Well, I think it was one of the girls said that. And
Okay.
it stuck.
Yeah. Oh, that is so true. I love that. I think for me, like hitting on that is I have to remind myself sometimes that like I get to do this. There's some people that can't.
I tell myself that too. You get to do this.
Yeah.
It's a privilege to do this.
Oh, yes. Privilege. That is so good. So what has been your favorite length to run?
I would probably say the half marathons because I've done so many of them where I know don't start off too fast. I used to love 5Ks, but 5Ks I go out too fast. Like I don't. It's just a 5K, so I feel like you're doing a shorter distance. You have to go faster.
Right.
So I like to take my time.
That's right.
Get plenty of time out there.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. When you're not running, Pam, what do you like to do?
I love to travel. I love to read, spend time with my family, my friends, and my dogs.
I was about to say you have to throw in the dog.
Oh, yeah. My girls. Yeah, my girls.
I love that. Your favorite cross-training activity?
That would be Orange Theory, Mobile. And I do my Peloton, but mostly OTF. We run, row, and we do weights there. They offer a live class, which is 45 minutes, 3 days a week. And I go to 2 of them along with a regular class after that. It's helped me. I push myself on the treadmill. And honestly, that's the only running I get outside of races. I don't train anymore. And I'm going to start that. I'm going to hit you up to be my coach.
Oh, wow.
I have to have someone telling me what to do.
I would be honored.
Yeah.
I don't. You know more about it than I do.
Well, if I don't have it written, I don't do it. So.
I love that.
And that's why I have to go to Orange Theory. And I do have marathons. I don't like working out by myself.
Yeah. I totally get that.
I don't like working
Again,
out by
it's
myself.
community. It's having your people, being with your people.
And then runners, they're great. Yeah, I went to a race last weekend by myself in California. Didn't know anybody, and because all my friends were doing another race, I didn't know that at the time. But I walked around the after party. Actually had time, and I just talked to so many people, and they're just so friendly. And being from the South and going to California, oh, where are you from? So everybody wants to talk to you. So
I love that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's so cool. Any last words of wisdom?
You are your only limit. It's you against you. Keep going. Don't let anybody get in your way.
Those are good.
Thanks.
That's fantastic. Thanks, Pam.
Thank
I appreciate
you. Thank
this.
you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
I really liked it.
Now you guys all want to go run 50 states, right? I know. Like, she is such an inspiration and just absolutely love her. I cherish our friendship. She is just phenomenal. And one of the things that she shared with me after the podcast is just how there always seems to be people right when she needs them. They're there to speak to her. And so it's just so sweet. And I love that about her. And she's so genuine. And so definitely highly encourage, if you are interested in doing anything like that, definitely contact Pam. She is a source of knowledge and she's incredible and just has the best heart and spirit. And like I said, she's a giver. She loves people. And thank you, Pam. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Pam, for sharing your story. It was absolutely beautiful. And so just thank you for who you are and that you care about people and the running community. And I'm so grateful for that. And so thank you, Pam. It was beautiful. As always, guys, huge shout out to Gilliard Tech Services. You can find them at gilliardts.com, where all the magic happens when it comes to editing and graphics and all the great things that he does. If you need somebody to build a new website or freshen up your current one, he is your man. He can do that. He also does coding for students. So you can definitely hit him up for any of your techno needs, editing needs. He's got you. As always, thank you to Mars Hill Church for providing a safe place for us to be able to sit down and podcast from. It means the world to us. And as always, guys, you can find us on Patreon to support us. This podcast does cost money to put together, so we want to thank you for believing in us. Thank you for supporting us. You can go to Patreon to find us and on our social media pages as well to follow us. We also have a newsletter going out, so hope you guys are signing up for that. And so thank you for all that you do for our running community and for who you are and for sharing your stories. They are amazing. So we truly appreciate each and every one of you. So guys, I hope that, as always, as I like to say, Pam's story becomes a part of my story, and I hope it becomes a part of yours. And so when you hit the pavement, that you take Pam's story with you. And so guys, get out there, lace up those shoes, and run your story, because every story needs to be heard.